You've seen this picture before. I talked about it, how the belief system, the science believed there was a left and right hemisphere. They operated independently, and that the left hemisphere was more analytical and the right side was more creative. And this is how people believed. You know, it's kind of like averages. Everyone knows it's true. And then functional MRIs became a thing, and researchers began to study how people behave, how they think logically or creatively. And it turns out that both hemispheres are involved in each of the processes. And then it gets really weird because a group of individuals performing the same task will all have unique brain patterns, combinations that work in tandem to solve the same problems. How do you account for that? Averages can't. There is literally average brain scans that match no individual's brain scan. It's just an average of all those different ways that people handle the exact same thing. We are unique. We are individuals. And we can't be categorized by averages in any meaningful way. Yesterday we talked about jaggedness, and you saw those two guys. When you average out all the numbers, they're virtually identical size. You know, which one's bigger? Not taller, which one's bigger? Well, the numbers say they're the same. This metaphor, beautiful, incorrect, not factual. Read this. After jaggedness comes context. We are different individuals in different contexts. Think about it. How do you behave with your friends? In a room full of teachers, if you were being grilled, if you were called into the VP's office, with your grandparents, your family, with strangers that you're taking to their house and you don't know them, there's a whole bunch of other people. Think about how differently you behave. And yet, if you took a psychological test like Myers-Briggs, it maps your personality based on 80 questions or something like that. And a lot of these tests are held in high regard, kind of like left and right brain models. And at the end, after you answer all the questions, you're told, you're an introvert and you're creative and it gives you a summation, a snapshot of who you are. But at no point in time does that test take context into account. Because the person that's measured when you answer those questions is not the person who would behave in a situation totally different from where you're sitting there comfortably filling out those answers. This may be hard to wrap your head around, but if you think about context and how you behave differently in different situations, you'll start to understand that averages and generalizations have little meaning when it comes to the individual. And you are an individual, completely unique. Don't let what happens in school define you. Okay? I'm great at standardized tests. Does it mean I'm brilliant and I'm smart? No, it means I'm good at tests. I've told you before, my daughter bombs those tests. She's going for a PhD, and she can't pass a standardized test. That makes no sense. Well, she as an individual has found a way to use her determination and her grit to make things happen. You can make things happen in your own life. Don't ever forget that.